Right, time for me to paint up this beautiful Parasite of Mortrex, which I think is absolutely cool, stunning miniature. It's also, quite a thin figure as well. In fact, I'm genuinely concerned that as I'm painting this, I'm going to end up putting too much pressure on it and snapping bits off. But we will see what happens as we go along here, won't we? Right. Okay, so starting off, I need some of this lovely acrylic blue, because if you have been following my tutorials, you will know that I've been doing palette swapping. Now, I really do think that this is a gorgeous model, no doubt about it. I'm trying to reach a point where I'm not constantly getting my camera losing focus and focusing on my fingers instead of the actual miniature. It seems to be a trick that I've not learned yet properly. I'm trying to work out what I need to do to stop my camera focusing in the wrong place. But you know what? Let's see how we go on this one. Now, what I need to do really, more than anything else, is I need to get a good covering, but I'm making sure that I'm thinning out my paints as I go along. So there's always a chance that it's going to be a bit streaky in places. As you know by now, or hope you know by now, that the advice then is to do a second coat if it hasn't got on right. It's because it's best to do two thin coats than end up with thick blobs, and you don't actually get a smooth finish even then. So it's best to actually do two thin coats. Okay. It's like really some couple of difficult places to get my paintbrush into on this one. Okay, there we go. Now, where else? It's not got actually that much armor plates on this one compared to some other Tyranid models you're coming across. This one's actually quite light on them, if I'm honest. I am, however, trying to get underneath the lips there of the head without actually getting my paint on the part that I want to remain in that wraithbone colour that I've used. I think as well I need to go out and get myself some other brushes as well, because at the moment I'm kind of using this brush far too much for far too many things. It probably worked out by now if you're watching my videos that I'm really pushing the use on these cheap brushes that I got. You know, which it's good that you can get a cheap set of brushes like this, and sometimes they'll last ages. I mean, sometimes you'll get unlucky and you'll get a batch that frays fast, but I think actually for the amount that I paid for these little brushes, I can't remember how much it was now, but I remember them being quite cheap. I'm getting my money's worth out of them, there's no doubt about it. So unlike a lot of Tyranids, this thing doesn't have many armor plates, which you kind of would expect on a flying creature that's, well, it says it's Parasite, so it's got to be fast in order to be a parasite, I suppose, and latch onto something quickly. I'm assuming that's why it's called a parasite. Or it does something to create parasites. I know it creates ripper swarms, if memory serves. Be killer if it created winged ripper swarms. That would be even better. Maybe that'll be something that they'll add later on. I don't think, to my knowledge, you can get winged rippers anyway. Not the last time I recall, unless they come with the gargoyles. It's just not getting into underneath these little areas. I hate trying to get under lips of things without knocking a part that doesn't need to be painted. Getting behind little bits like that, and trying to get behind there while simultaneously trying to get my model to point at the camera. It's very uncomfortable for me. Right, where else do we need? And then just down the rest of the spine here. Right, just trying to get down the sides without knocking in the wrong place. It's always difficult, particularly when you're using the cheaper brushes. Right, there we go. That is all our blue part done. I've not come across yet a specific hive fleet that uses blue armor plates with a kind of off grey wraithbone colour, which is good because it means that my hive fleet is going to be kind of unique. I have seen this colour scheme used in the past. I just don't recall it being attached to a very specific hive fleet. Right, next our Abaddon Black. So this is where we are going to hit our ends of our claws, basically, these parts here. I want to do a video on painting the what's it called now, the Hive Tyrant, but I've been looking into it. I want to use the colours that basically come with this collection. Now, if I had those all available already without having to go out and buy them, I would actually do follow the tutorials, but unfortunately I don't actually have all the colours, and I don't want to go out and buy a colour that I'm going to potentially get in a few weeks' time. So I'm kind of holding off painting certain things at the moment. Oh, right. Does the black go on the tail? Yes, it does. Also goes on the tail here. just waiting now as well to decide how I should do the Eldar Craft World that we're getting, because I do definitely want to palette swap potentially the Chaos Space Marines and the Eldar. Now I am assuming that what we're going to be doing is the Black Legion is going to be the paint scheme for the Chaos Space Marines. So immediately the thought is that they're going to be I'll probably end up doing Craft World Ulthan. Right. So making sure I've got all the little bits just right and I haven't gone anywhere I shouldn't have done. I hate sometimes the way that I see. This is why I prefer the Black Legion contrast to the Abaddon Black paint. I just find that it flows better, but unfortunately Abaddon Black is the black that we got with the collection, not the contrast, so I have to live with what I've got. I just find that it flows quicker, flows better. It creates a really nice effect when it's done. Black Legion contrast. But I've put myself into this decision where I've said to myself, well, painting these, I'll only use the paints that actually came with the collection, so that has now left me with a bit of a situation where I'm stuck using what's here. Getting there. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Ow. Spiked myself on one of the sharp bits then. I hate you, Tyranid, some days. You are awful. You just enjoy drawing blood. Oh, you know what I'm trying to work out as well? Where all the black goes on this part, if I need to do the kind of lower parts of the fingers as well. I think I do. These bits here as well need doing. Oh, talk about getting things done fully. And again, I'm trying to kind of get behind the wings without accidentally getting paint on the wings. Right, and that's our Abaddon Black parts now completed. So our last little bit that we need to get done is our Squig Orange parts, which basically are our fleshy parts of the wings. So Squig Orange is that nice fleshy coloured orange that we have. And while we're doing this, we have to kind of frustratingly try and get the wings done without doing what I just did there, which is painting the wrong part. that lack the stableness of hand for this kind of detail. Sometimes it's unfortunate, but there we go. We can't all be masterful painters. Some of us are just hobbyists who enjoy doing okay jobs. I think that's probably one of the few things, like, I just wish I had a steadier hand. I think if I could just have one simple wish, would be better hand-eye coordination. Definitely going to have to fix up the mistakes I've made here at some point using different colours of grey. Yeah, I've been having such handshakes over the last few days. It's even worse than normal, but I'm so far behind on my painting at the moment that I just want to make progress, and I will fix mistakes later on. Okay, we're getting there. I think what I'll have to do in a second is just accept that maybe for this video, kind of end at this one wing, because I think at the rate that I'm going, gosh, it's so complicated to get into every little nook and cranny on it. It's just kind of stop at this wing, and obviously except that the other wing, you probably don't need me to show you how to do the same thing twice. It's quite a lovely look to this miniature, though. I really like it. It's got some really lovely details on it. It's just like with quite a few miniatures like this, it's absolutely pain to paint and get into all of the little nooks and crannies. And not accidentally kind of missing as well, but that's less about the model and more about my hand stability, which I can do nothing about, unfortunately. Feels like it's going to be one of those miniatures that every time I think I'm done, I'm then going to see another little bit and I'm going to be like, oh, no, I've got to do that bit. Still got the other wing to do. Okay, so basically I've still got another wing to do, but that is pretty much how we go about getting this guy all painted up. Like so. So I'm going to finish this wing before I take a little photo of it and add it to the video, but other than that, that is our Parasite of Mortrex, and that is pretty much how, if you are following pretty much the tutorials up to this point, how you get it done. If you are following the Hive Fleet Leviathan guide, you will of course have to do Wraithbone on the main body part. Luckily, because, well, it's not lucky, it's because I undercoat, I haven't really had to paint the bulk of this model. For the most part, I can just kind of avoid doing anything on the main body for now. I will eventually need to pick a proper colour for the actual main body part, but I'm kind of holding off on that because I do kind of like the grey, and really what I need to do is just wait until we get some proper greys in Combat Patrol to kind of fix the mistakes that I've made along the way. As you can see, I'm terrible at colouring in the lines, for want of a better word. But other than that, that is our Parasite of Mortrex. That's how we get it all painted up with the colours that we currently have. So I will finish this. I will do a second layer if I believe there's any streakiness, which I'll probably will kind of realise when I'm done that there's probably a lot of streakiness to it somewhere. There always is. You always look back later on and go, yep, that's not good enough. I need to touch things up. But other than that, as I said, this guy's pretty much done. So please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.